To begin testing the digital currency online and in physical stores, last year the Chinese central bank started doling out digital cash through public lotteries in cities across China. Merchants in Chengdu have signed up to accept digital yuan. Zhong Jiayin manages a dumpling restaurant, and she said the digital yuan has some advantages compared with other.
Here's a fun challenge. Try to name one thing in your house that won't get more expensive because of Trump's trade war with China. I'll wait. Those shoes? Nope. Your phone? Guess again. That furniture? Not a chance. When 25,000 containers worth $2.8 billion are just sitting at Chinese ports, somebody's going to pay for it. Spoiler, it's you. Want to know the real kicker? China's response wasn't to cave, it was to create an entirely new financial system that doesn't need American dollars. They've already processed $250 billion in U.S. transactions through their digital yuan, and 38% of their global trade now bypasses the SWIFT system entirely. But don't worry, Trump is focused on the important stuff, like complaining about how he can't flush his toilet properly. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel.
China is refusing to negotiate with President Trump on U.S. tariffs. In fact, the nation is taking the trade war to a new height. China is refusing to accept deliveries of Boeing jets.
China could jump as high as 245%. A White House fact sheet on Wednesday says the new hike is in response to China's retaliatory tariff of 125%.
Morning, the world's two largest economies locked in an escalating trade war, with China now hitting back, responding to President Trump's tariffs by targeting U.S. companies.
Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. You know what's really funny? While Trump's busy tweeting about paper straws, there are literally 25,000 shipping containers just sitting around in China like abandoned cars at a junkyard. I'm not even making this up. The ports of Shanghai and Shenzhen look like those storage container lots where people's stuff goes to die, except these are filled with billions of dollars of products Americans actually ordered. These massive container pileups aren't some random accident. They're the direct result of Trump's brilliant decision to suddenly cut off Chinese imports. It's like he woke up one morning, had a particularly bad hair day, and decided, you know what would be fun? Let's break the entire global supply chain. And that's exactly what happened.
China has said it would not increase tariffs again, even if the United States does, posting this morning, quote, China remains committed to joining hands, not throwing punches from tariffs after all. Small imports will also be tariffed starting May 2nd, the president closing a loophole that had allowed imports less than $800 to be tariff exempt.
That was the strongest monthly pace since January of 2023. Supplies of new and used vehicles for sale are declining rapidly as consumers flock to stores ahead of potential price increases due to the tariffs.
What's inside those containers? Oh, just $2.8 billion worth of stuff Americans actually need and use every day. You know, little things like medicine, electronics, furniture, and basically everything at your local Walmart. No big deal, right? I'm sure we can all just make our own iPhones in our garages. American companies are scrambling like headless chickens trying to move their manufacturing to places like Vietnam and Thailand. But guess what? Those countries are already maxed out. It's like when all the hotels are booked for a concert, but instead of a concert, it's the entire American economy looking for somewhere to crash. The best part? China isn't begging America to take their products. Instead, they're basically saying, fine, keep your money, and refusing to lower prices. They've gotten pretty comfortable selling to the rest of the world who, shockingly, don't have orange presidents throwing tantrums. Meanwhile, logistics costs are skyrocketing because everyone's trying to ship through Southeast Asia now.
The digital yuan is meant to be faster than using credit or debit cards on digital wallets like Apple Pay. Plus, there are other incentives, like zero transaction fees for merchants. China's central bank has also said it plans to gradually replace all cash and coins with the digital yuan. The country would be the first major economy to introduce a digital currency in the real world.
It's nothing like Bitcoin or Ethereum or any other cryptocurrencies. This is run by the Chinese government, and one of the main reasons for doing so is to have a state-backed.
It's like when a highway closes and everyone crowds onto the same side street. Shipping costs have tripled in some cases, which I'm sure won't affect prices at all. We definitely won't be paying for any of this at the checkout counter. Trump's brilliant solution to all this? Slap on even more tariffs. Because when your first tariff doesn't work, just add another one. It's like thinking you can fix a flat tire by letting air out of the other three. Pure genius. Next, he'll probably suggest we just print more money to pay for all those higher prices. But don't worry, Trump says trade wars are easy to win. Just like his casinos were easy to run, his steaks were easy to sell, and his university was easy to… Oh wait, all those things failed miserably too. I'm starting to see a pattern here. Speaking of failed Trump ventures, his trade war might be his biggest flop yet because China's developed something way more powerful than containers full of cheap stuff. A digital currency that could actually end America's financial dominance forever.
To begin testing the digital currency online and in physical stores, last year the Chinese central bank started doling out digital cash through public lotteries in cities across China. Merchants in Chengdu have signed up to accept digital yuan. Zhong Jiayin manages a dumpling restaurant, and she said the digital yuan has some advantages compared with other…
In China, so this is something that's really unprecedented among major economies. China is by far the most advanced of any in digital currency, and it's exciting to watch.
While our orange friend was busy tweeting about toilets that don't flush right, Beijing engineered a way to make the almighty dollar completely irrelevant. You see, China didn't just take Trump's tariff tantrum lying down. Instead of begging America to buy their products, they went, "Fine, keep your stupid money," and created an entirely new financial system that doesn't need American dollars at all. It's like if someone refused to let you into their club, so you built a way better club right next door with a swimming pool and free pizza. This isn't some shady crypto scheme cooked up in someone's basement. The digital yuan, or ECNY, if you want to sound fancy at dinner parties, is backed by the Chinese government and has already processed a mind-blowing $1.8 trillion in transactions during its test phase. That includes $250 billion involving the U.S., which is basically China saying, "We're already in your wallet." The ECNY isn't just regular money wearing a digital costume for Halloween. It's a sophisticated system designed to kick the dollar right in its reserve currency status. It features encryption, programmability, and removes the need for middlemen like banks. Trump probably thinks encryption is something you do to coffins. Here's the part that'll make your brain explode. China has already moved 38% of its global trade off the SWIFT system, that's the financial network America controls, and onto their homemade CIP's network. This connects over 1,400 financial institutions across more than 110 countries, completely bypassing American banks. Meanwhile, Trump was focused on important presidential duties like complaining about windmills causing cancer. The digital yuan makes transactions happen in seconds instead of days, and cuts costs by up to 98%. A test between Hong Kong and the UAE showed invoices settled almost instantly. That's efficiency Trump wouldn't recognize if it slapped him in the face with a McDonald's fish fillet. China's even integrating this technology into their massive Belt and Road initiative, with 13 countries already using it for payments on projects like Kenya's Mombasa port and Pakistan's Gwetar Deep Sea Terminal. They're literally building a new world economy while Trump struggles to build a coherent sentence. So here's the cherry on top of this economic circus. Even Fox News can't hide the truth anymore. The Dow has tanked 1,500 points in a month, while the S&P 500 just had its biggest nosedive of the year. But don't worry, our orange economic genius is busy blaming everyone else while telling us everything's fantastic. The Wall Street Journal, not exactly a liberal rag, called his trade war the most foolish in history, and CEO confidence is at its lowest since 2012. When even your friends are calling your policies a disaster, maybe it's time to put down the phone and pick up an economics textbook.